You want to understand cryptocurrency, but every explanation you find assumes you already know what blockchain means, or uses terms like decentralized consensus without defining them, or jumps straight to Bitcoin price predictions. This is different. I'm going to explain everything about cryptocurrency in 10 minutes, starting from absolute zero. By the end, you will understand more than 90% of people who own crypto. Let me start with the foundation. What is cryptocurrency? The simplest possible explanation. Cryptocurrency is digital money that works without banks. That is it. Money, digital, no banks. Let me break down each piece. Money means you can use it to buy things or store value, just like dollars or euros. Digital means it only exists online. No physical coins or paper. You cannot touch it. No banks means no Wells Fargo, no Chase, no PayPal middleman. You send crypto directly from your phone to someone else's phone, peer-to-peer, like handing someone cash, but digital. Now, here's what makes crypto different from regular digital money. When you use Venmo or Cash App, those companies control your money. They can freeze your account, block transfers, reverse payments. With cryptocurrency, you control the money, not a company, not a government. You, through something called private keys, which we will explain in a minute. But first, you need to understand how crypto works without banks, and that requires explaining blockchain. Blockchain is a shared spreadsheet. Imagine a Google sheet that tracks who owns what crypto. Every transaction gets recorded. Bob sent $5 to Alice. Alice sent $2 to Charlie. All recorded. Everyone can view the spreadsheet, but nobody can change it without the network agreeing. That is blockchain, a shared public record that nobody controls, but everyone can verify. But how does the network agree on what's real? How do we prevent Bob from claiming he sent $0 when he actually sent 5? This is where mining and staking come in. These are the two methods crypto networks use to verify transactions and add them to the blockchain. Let me explain both. Mining, how Bitcoin verifies transactions. Bitcoin uses mining. Here's how it works. When you send Bitcoin to someone, your transaction gets broadcast to thousands of computers worldwide. These computers are called nodes. Miners compete to group your transaction with others into a block. To win the right to add that block to the blockchain, miners must solve a complex math puzzle. The first miner to solve it gets to add the block, and they get rewarded with new Bitcoin. That reward is why people mine. They earn Bitcoin for securing the network. The math puzzle is intentionally hard. It requires massive computing power, specialized machines, huge electricity costs. Why make it hard? Security. If solving the puzzle was easy, a hacker could spam the network with fake transactions. But because it costs real money and time to solve puzzles, attacking Bitcoin is economically unfeasible. You would spend more on electricity than you could steal. That's proof of work. Miners prove they did work by solving the puzzle. Bitcoin launched in 2009, created by someone called Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who Satoshi is. Could be one person, could be a group, could be a time-traveling alien. We still don't know. But Satoshi designed Bitcoin with a fixed supply. Only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist. About 19.8 million have been mined so far. The rest will be mined over the next 100 years. That scarcity is why people call Bitcoin digital gold. Limited supply, cannot be printed like dollars. Staking, the energy-efficient alternative. Ethereum used to use mining, but in 2022 they switched to staking. Why? Mining uses massive amounts of electricity. A single Bitcoin transaction uses as much power as an average US household uses in 50 days. That's unsustainable. Staking solves this. Instead of solving math puzzles, staking networks choose validators randomly based on how much crypto they stake, lock up. Think of it like a deposit. You lock up your Ethereum as collateral. The network randomly selects validators from the pool of staked coins. If you get selected, you verify transactions and add blocks. You earn rewards. But if you try to cheat and add fake transactions, you lose your staked coins. That economic penalty keeps validators honest. Staking uses 99% less energy than mining. Same security, way more efficient. Here's something that confuses everyone. Coins and tokens are not the same. Coins have their own blockchain. Bitcoin has the Bitcoin blockchain. Ethereum has the Ethereum blockchain. Solana has the Solana blockchain. Each coin runs on its own network. Tokens do not have their own blockchain. They are built on top of existing blockchains, usually Ethereum. For example, USDC is a stablecoin built on Ethereum. Chainlink is a token. Uniswap is a token. They all use Ethereum's blockchain for security and transaction verification, but they're separate assets with different uses. Why does this matter? Because coins are infrastructure. Tokens are applications. Bitcoin is the coin. NFTs built on Bitcoin blockchain would be tokens. Understanding this difference helps you evaluate what you're actually buying. Wallets, where you actually store crypto. Crypto doesn't sit on an exchange like Coinbase, or if it does, you don't control it. Coinbase controls it. A wallet is where you store crypto that you control. There are two types, hot wallets and cold wallets. Hot wallets are connected to the internet, apps on your phone, browser extensions. Convenient, easy to use, but hackable. If someone gets your phone or laptop, they can potentially steal your crypto. Cold wallets are offline, usually a physical device like a ledger or Trezor, looks like a USB drive. Your crypto is stored on this device disconnected from the internet. To hack it, someone would need physical access to the device and your password, much more secure. The rule? Keep small amounts in hot wallets for daily use. Keep large amounts in cold wallets for long-term storage. But here's the critical part. Wallets don't actually store your crypto. They store your private keys. These are long strings of letters and numbers that prove you own the crypto on the blockchain. If you have the private key, you control the crypto. If you lose the private key, the crypto is gone forever. No password reset, no customer service, gone. This is why you hear not your keys, not your coins. If Coinbase holds your keys, they control your crypto, not you. When you set up a wallet, you get a seed phrase, 12 to 24 random words. This phrase can recover your wallet if you lose your device. Write it on paper, store it somewhere safe. Never take a photo, never save it digitally, never share it with anyone. If someone gets your seed phrase, they own your crypto, permanently. This is how most people lose crypto. Not hacks, not scams, losing seed phrases. To get crypto, you use an exchange. Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Gemini. These are platforms where you deposit dollars and buy crypto. When you buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, Coinbase matches your buy order with someone selling Bitcoin. You get Bitcoin, they get your dollars. Coinbase takes a fee, usually 0.5 to 2%. But remember, if you leave your crypto on the exchange, you don't control it. The exchange does. FTX collapsed in 2022. Users lost billions. Why? Because they left crypto on the exchange. FTX gambled with it, lost it. Users had nothing. This is why serious crypto holders withdraw to personal wallets. Buy on exchange, immediately withdraw to cold wallet. Only way to guarantee ownership. Stablecoins, crypto with stable value. Regular crypto is volatile. Bitcoin goes from 60,000 to 30,000 and back. That's scary for payments. Nobody wants to buy coffee with Bitcoin if Bitcoin might double tomorrow. Stablecoins solve this. USDC, USDT, DAI, these are cryptocurrencies pegged to the dollar. 1 USDC always equals $1. How? The companies issuing stablecoins hold real dollars or treasury bonds as backing, one-to-one reserve. Stablecoins give you the benefits of crypto, instant transfers, low fees, no banks, without the volatility. This is why stablecoins process trillions in volume annually. Businesses use them for payments, traders use them to move between exchanges, individuals use them for remittances, sending money internationally. Stablecoins are the bridge between traditional money and crypto. What can you actually do with crypto? First, payments. You can buy things. Microsoft accepts Bitcoin, Overstock, Whole Foods through a partnership. Many online stores accept crypto. Second, investing. People buy Bitcoin or Ethereum hoping the price goes up, like buying stocks or gold. Third, remittances, sending money internationally. Traditional wire transfers cost $30 to $50 and take 3 to 5 days. Crypto, seconds, pennies. Fourth, decentralized finance, DeFi, lending, borrowing, earning interest, all without banks. We could spend an hour on DeFi alone, but the basics? You can lend your crypto and earn interest, or borrow against your crypto without selling. The risks, what you must know. First, volatility. Crypto prices swing wildly. Bitcoin dropped from 69,000 to 16,000 in 2022, 80% loss. Can you handle that? Second, scams, fake coins, Ponzi schemes, phishing attacks. If something promises guaranteed returns, it's a scam. Third, irreversible transactions. Send crypto to wrong address? Gone. No refund, no chargeback. Fourth, regulatory uncertainty. Governments are still figuring out how to regulate crypto. Rules change fast. What's legal today might not be tomorrow. Fifth, custody risk. Lose your seed phrase, crypto gone forever. Get hacked.
Crypto stolen. No insurance like FDIC. You are responsible for security. Sixth, tax implications. In most countries, crypto is taxed like property. Every trade is a taxable event. Buy Bitcoin with dollars? Taxable. Sell Bitcoin for Ethereum? Taxable. Use Bitcoin to buy coffee? Taxable. Keep records, file taxes, or face penalties. How to get started safely. 1. Educate yourself first. Do not invest money you cannot afford to lose. 2. Start small. Buy $100 of Bitcoin on Coinbase. Learn how it works. 3. Set up a wallet. Transfer your Bitcoin from Coinbase to your wallet. Practice custody. 4. Write down your seed phrase. Store it safely. Test recovery process. 5. Never share private keys or seed phrases, ever. 6. Use two-factor authentication on exchanges. Add security layer. 7. Research before buying anything beyond Bitcoin or Ethereum. 95% of crypto projects fail. If this 10-minute explanation finally made crypto make sense, smash that like button. This is the foundation that most explanations skip. Subscribe for more content that breaks down complex topics into simple clarity without assuming you already know the jargon. Drop a comment. What clicked for you? What still confuses you? I want to know what worked and what needs more explanation. This is education, not hype. And share this with someone who keeps hearing about crypto but has no idea where to start, because this is the starting point. Everything else builds from here. I will see you in the next one. Learn safely out there.